Hello crafters, welcome to Stampin' Crafty with Carolyn. My name's Carolyn Libitsky. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. I have a few announcements that I'd like to make today. On May 3rd, that will be the final day that you can order from our catalog. It's the 2020 to 2021 catalog. After May 3rd, you cannot order through that anymore. On May 4th, our new catalog is available too, and you can order through that. And there are some beautiful and exciting things in the new catalog. I hope you like them. Also, Stampin' Up is making it easier for you to become a demonstrator. If you're spending a lot of money on supplies to make your cards, you may want to consider doing this. They're offering you a kit that is valued at $155, and all you have to pay is $99. So it's a savings of $56, and guess what? You get to choose what you want in your kit. I think it's a great value, and if you're spending a lot of money on supplies to make your cards, this is a great way to go, because once you get your kit and you're all set, then you'll get a discount on everything you order. Okay, that's all I have to say today. I do want to show you a couple of cards that I made, and this is what we are going to be making today. They're kite cards. I think they're adorable. You could open it this way, and you have a little greeting inside, and then you could also open it this way. And here's another one with a different print, and it's the same thing. I did put Velcro on this one to keep it shut, and it seems to be working well. Open it up, you could have a little saying in there. You open the bottom up, and you have another one there. So this is what we're going to be making today. The first thing I do want to tell you is stay away from paper, or the designer paper that has a direction to it. The prints you need to use have to be non-directional prints, otherwise you're going to get into a little problem trying to figure things out. Okay, let me put my glasses on, and I'm going to show you the cardstock that I have here. I have polished pink. It's a new cardstock. My light is getting in the way an awful lot. And this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/4. And for the top of that front, I have this. This is Sea and Sand. And this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We have an insert for the inside of the card, same size as before, 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then we have the polished pink for the kite. We're going to make our kite out of this, and this is 4 inches by 10 inches, scored at 5. And then a piece of scrap paper for the inside of the kite. We also have a template that we need to work from to get the kite to form into the shape we want. And I will put it at the end of the video so that you'll be able to see it. Take a picture of it if you'd like. And I think that's about it for now. We're gonna get started making this lovely little card. And I'm going to turn the cameras down. Make sure that you can see. That looks pretty good to me. All right. First thing we're going to do, I didn't tell you the dimensions for these. These are this is the top of the kite card. And this is the top of it. It's a square, 1 7/8 inches by 1 7/8 inches. And as you can see, you could use the other side. It will match very well. And it's non-directional. And same designer series paper, just a different cut. It's 1 7/8 inches by 2 5/8 inches. You know, I think it's at this time, we're talking about 1/8 of an inch. I think we need to look at our ruler. I'm going to put it down here closer to where you could see it. And I'll use my pick tool to point things out. This ruler is wonderful because it really breaks the inch down. It goes as far as 16 inches. So every score line is a 1/16 of an inch, and if you count from the 1 to the 2, you'll see there's 16, which will make an inch. So your 1/8 of an inch is every other line. So 1/8 would be, you would skip the first line, go to the second. 2/8 is skip a line, go to the second. 3/8, 4/8, which is a 1/2 of an inch. 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then 8/8, which is a full inch. And I hope I have explained that to you. I know when I first started doing cards and they started talking about 1/8 of an inch, I never had to worry about what an 1/8 of an inch it was before. But now we do. So hopefully I explained it properly. We're going to take the tops and we're going to cut them. You have to be very careful how you cut them. And once you cut them, you need to take and lay them out and leave them as they were cut. So if my cardstock, my designer series paper is like this, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to start at the top right corner and go down to the bottom. I'm going to lay the bottom of the left corner, top right, bottom of the left, and I'm going to lay those points right inside the track and make sure it didn't move when I shut it. Okay, and then we're going to slice. And when I take it out, I want to leave it just as it is when after I cut it, because now the second piece, we're going to start at the left corner and go down to the right corner. Line it up in the track and we'll slice, and we're going to put this back the way we sliced them. All right, if you mess them up then you have a little problem trying to get them to line up right, or which one is which. So we're going to start with this one closest to the blade, and we're going to start at the right hand corner and go on diagonal to the left. Make sure it's right inside that runner that the blade runs on. And we'll slice that. And again, we're going to keep it just as we sliced it. So we slice this from the right to the left. Now we have to go from the left to the right with this one. We'll put it right where it needs to be, on top of the runner for the blade. and make sure we're lined up properly so we get a good cut and slice. And we're going to put these here just like that. Okay. The next thing we need to do is I need to bring this template in. And I'm going to take these and very strategically lay them as they were cut over to the side. Okay. Now I've got this template in front of me, and I could take this for a minute and put it to one side. And I need to grab a pencil, and I'm going to use my grid paper to mark this up because it's so accurate and it's very handy. It's better than using a ruler, actually. It's less complicated. So this tells me I have to make a tick mark at 2 inches here. So from the end to the middle of this, because it's 4 inches wide, I'm going to make a tick mark here. Then it tells me I have to come up the side to the 3-inch mark. So I'm going to make sure that this is straight on the line there, and I'm going to come up to 3 inches, and then all I'm going to do is run my pencil up, and we've got 3 inches there. So I've got this side all set. Turn it around and lay it down, and I'm going to come from this side, or you come from that side, whichever makes it easier for you, and measure in 2 inches and make a tick mark there. Go from the bottom of the paper to the 3-inch mark, make a tick mark there. Follow that up and make a tick mark. Now, if you've noticed, I have dash marks here, and they're in red. Those are all score lines. These are cut lines here. So now I could bring my trimmer, paper trimmer, back in. First thing I want to do is I want to get it scored at the half mark, which would be 5 inches. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to cut this from the 2-inch on the bottom to the 3-inch on the side. We're going to line that up in the runner. Make sure it's lined up properly, and we're going to slice. We do not need this. Then we're going to do the other side. Line that up with that, the 3-inch with the 2-inch. And we're going to cut that also. Same thing on this side. As well as this side. Okay, we've got all the cutting done that we need to do. And now we need to make our score lines as it tells us on this template. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from one side where the 3-inch tick mark is all the way across to the other, and then repeat it on this side all the way across there. Get the cut blade out of the way. I have cut when I was supposed to be scoring, and that just doesn't work very well. And you need to really get good score lines in, because you have a lot of paper here. When you start the project, make sure you do not use the heavyweight paper. You need to use regular cardstock. Okay, we have that done. Now we need to turn it over, and we need to do score lines again on the back. You have a lot of paper here. Let me see that. And it needs to fold on itself. And if you don't score well and burnish well, you're going to have a bumpy looking card. And I'm going to score the middle a little bit too. Alright. Now we are going to get this out of the way. And we need our bone folder. And we're going to fold like so and burnish it well on both sides. Then we're going to fold the other part and burnish this well again on both sides. And now we need to burnish it in the center. When you open it up, we have this. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is fold one end in, turn it against itself, and I'm going to burnish that. As I said, we have a lot of paper here, and we're going to do that to this side also. We need to really burnish it well. Now, before I did the middle part, everything was nice and straight. So I'm going to try and straighten it out using my bone folder. Didn't work. Okay, we're going to have to go with that. So now we want to take these pieces that we've sliced and kept so neatly in the right spot, and we're going to take and put them on the card like so. And I want to use the back side and bring out the blue and do like that. We need to kind of just, all right, there we go. We've got that piece there, and then we need this piece here. And it can get very confusing if you don't keep them in the right order. I think that's going to work out very well. So now we have to keep them in the proper order as we just had them. And we're going to take our Stampin' Seal, get it started, And I'm not going to press it all the way down. I'm just going to lay it here because I want to be sure that it all lines up well. And I'm going to try and do the same paper on the opposite sides. Okay, I think that looks great. And these pieces we could put aside and use them on another card. The next thing I need to do is I need to make an insert for this top card. And I'm not going to try and figure out the measurements. It's just not worth it. I'm just going to take and do a pencil mark on the outside here. Whoops. And then I'm going to cut it by hand, and I'm going to try and stay about 1/4 of an inch inside the pencil line. Anywhere from 1/8 to 1/4 will probably be fine. And if not, we'll just trim it some more. And I think I need to take a little bit off of this side. It's not a perfect science, what could I say? And that looks good. And before we tack it down, I do want to put a ribbon. This is about 5 inches, this ribbon. And I'm going to put it under the piece of white that we're putting on here. Get rid of the scissor and the pencil. And we just have to tape it down. And on this ribbon, I'm going to take some twine and I'm going to tie it, make a little knot, and tie it around the bow. And we need to get our ribbon snips. This kite just reminds me of when I would take my grandsons down to the beach in early spring and fly kites on the beach. We had a marvelous time. And there would be several people down there. It was amazing how many people and adults fly kites. Okay, so we have this here with the little tail. We've got the inside. We just need to stamp it. And everything that I'm stamping, I'm using the stamp set called Free as a Bird. And this says thank you. And I'm going to put it inside here, and I'm going to use the polished pink stamp pad. Hold it down just for a few seconds so that the ink absorbs into the cardstock, and pull it up. And you close this up for now. We're going to finish decorating the top, and then we'll get to the bottom. I'm going to take a piece of white paper. We're using the double oval punch, and all I need is the little one. So I'm just going to take this little scrap here and punch. And we're just going to cover that up. You need to be prepared to do just about anything, I guess. You hear my cat crying. I don't know. He snuck in, I guess. Usually I keep him outside when I'm doing this. Not outside. He's not an outside cat. I just keep him confined when I'm doing this. Okay. And we're going to stamp this. And I do have a halo just around the top that I want to get rid of. There we go. I'm going to put this on Dimensionals. I like using the colored paper on the bottom. Just makes it appear to be so nice. And it matches the pink in the paper too. Alright. I think I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's okay. Everything else will catch up. We're going to take and we're going to do 3 because, and I'm repeating myself for people who are new to card stamping or card crafting. When you put gems on your card or enamel dots, whatever you may be using, put them in series of odd numbers because I'm told that they're more pleasing to the eye that way. I'm going to shut this down for now, and I'm going to bring in the base. And we do need to burnish this. Perfect for the inside. Without this mat, my work area would be very tacky and sticky. It wouldn't be pleasant to work on. So the mat keeps it nice and clean. And the thing about this silicone craft mat is the glue doesn't stick to it at all. There we go. And I have a little piece of twine there. Makes it a little bumpy. Let's put this on its side. For some reason, it just seems easier to line it up on its side and place it down so that it's nice and even. There you go. All right, we're going to stamp the inside, and I have a saying that says we're the best of friends. I'm going to try and center this. Hold it down just for a couple of seconds so that your cardstock absorbs the ink. And there, we'll just wipe that down. All right, now our card is ready for the kite. You can decide whichever way you want it to go. And we want this to be sort of flying in the air. I think I like it like that. Right, so now we're going to glue the back of the kite, and we will put it on the front of our card base. Before I go any further, since we have no use for this anymore, we want to get the stamp pad out of our way so that we don't have a tragedy happening. Alright, now I'm going to use some glue dots to hold the ribbon. Make it look like it's floating in air. Now, if we wanted to hold that closed, we could use a glue dot here in the corner and just use your finger to dull it so that you're able to pick it up. And that should do it. And there's our card. Okay, well, I do hope you enjoyed this card. I enjoyed making it with you and for you, and perhaps you'll even try it. Under the video, there will be a show more. Just click on that, and all of your cutting dimensions will come down, and as well as the supplies that I've used, they will also come down. I am going to put the template after I'm done talking here so that you could perhaps take a snapshot or pause it, and if you should pause it, you could write it up yourself, but I think it's easier to take your camera and get a picture of it. Then after that, you will see my host code. And if you should order anything, I would appreciate it if you would go to my store and order it on my store. If you don't want to go to my store, please, when you put the order into Stampin' Up, use my host code. And also, I need thumbs up. Please, if you appreciate and like what I did, I would appreciate you giving me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe and push the bell. That's all very important for my statistics with YouTube. Being someone fairly new to YouTube, they look very closely at everything you do. Thank you so much for being with me today. I do appreciate you. And I'm going to put this down, put the camera down so that you can see. Let's get a good shot of it. Make sure it's in view. And like I said, you really should use your camera and take a picture. Okay, there you have it. Enjoy. Bye now.